Good morning and welcome to NoorNews. Today, we track the latest developments in the Strait of Hormuz following positive talks between Iran and Oman, and we report on the growing international response to the migrant crisis in Ceuta. Let's begin with the latest from the European Union. The European Union has officially commended Spain for its swift response to the recent migrant surge at the Ceuta border. This diplomatic support follows a week of heightened tension in the Spanish enclave, where thousands of individuals crossed into the territory. According to reports from the BBC and Al Jazeera, Spanish authorities have successfully processed the situation, confirming that approximately 70,000 of the 72,000 people who entered the city illegally last week have now been returned to Morocco. The mass arrival, which took place over a period of just a few days, placed significant pressure on local infrastructure and prompted an immediate mobilization of Spanish security forces. European officials have emphasized the importance of maintaining border integrity while upholding international humanitarian standards throughout the repatriation process. While the situation in Ceuta has largely stabilized, the event has reignited broader discussions within the European Union regarding migration management and diplomatic relations with North African transit nations. Spain continues to coordinate closely with Moroccan counterparts to ensure the security of the border zone and to address the underlying factors that contributed to the sudden influx of migrants. Monitoring groups remain on the ground to oversee the ongoing transition and the status of those remaining in the enclave. Diplomatic discussions between Tehran and Muscat regarding the security and navigation of the Strait of Hormuz have been described as positive by the Iranian Foreign Ministry. According to Khaleej Times, the spokesperson emphasized that these ongoing consultations are part of a broader regional effort to ensure stability in one of the world's most critical maritime corridors. The Strait of Hormuz, a vital choke point for global energy supplies, remains a focal point for regional diplomacy as both nations seek to mitigate tensions and enhance maritime cooperation. The Iranian official noted that the dialogue with Omani counterparts reflects a shared commitment to maintaining open communication channels, which are essential for preventing misunderstandings in the highly trafficked waterway. While specific details of the agreements remain under review, the report highlights that the talks focused on technical coordination and the protection of international shipping lanes. This engagement follows a series of regional diplomatic initiatives aimed at fostering de-escalation and strengthening bilateral ties between Iran and its Gulf neighbors. Analysts suggest that the positive tone of these discussions underscores the strategic importance of Oman as a mediator in regional affairs, particularly concerning maritime security protocols and the facilitation of safe transit for commercial vessels operating within the Persian Gulf region. In Kuwait, the Court of Appeals has revoked a mother's custody of her two children, transferring guardianship to their father following concerns over the use of the children in social media advertisements. According to Arab Times Kuwait, the ruling was issued by a panel presided over by Judge Dr. Khaled Al-Mandil. The court determined that the mother's practice of featuring her minor children in commercial content on social media platforms constituted a violation of their privacy and best interests. Legal experts noted that the decision underscores a growing judicial focus on the digital rights of minors within the country. The court's verdict emphasizes that parental authority must be exercised in a manner that protects children from exploitation, even in the context of digital influence and public exposure. While the mother had previously held custody, the appellate court found that the documented instances of commercial exploitation warranted a formal change in legal guardianship. This ruling serves as a significant precedent for how Kuwaiti courts may handle cases involving the intersection of social media activity and parental responsibilities. The father has now been granted full custody, marking a definitive shift in the legal status of the children involved in this high-profile case. A mass funeral has been held in Gaza City for 112 Palestinians killed during an Israeli airstrike in 2023. The remains of the victims, who belonged to two extended families, were only recently recovered from beneath the rubble of destroyed buildings. The recovery effort highlights the ongoing challenges faced by emergency crews and families in the territory, where the destruction of infrastructure continues to complicate the search for those missing since the conflict began. According to reports from the BBC and Al Jazeera, the bodies were interred following a collective burial ceremony, as relatives sought closure for their loved ones months after the initial strike occurred. The scale of this recovery underscores the immense human toll of the ongoing hostilities, with many areas of Gaza City remaining inaccessible to heavy machinery needed to clear debris. International observers have repeatedly noted that the lack of equipment and the persistent security risks have severely hampered recovery operations, leaving countless families unable to locate or lay their relatives to rest. A video circulating online appears to show a Russian drone pursuing a Ukrainian street vendor in what officials are describing as a targeted attack. According to the BBC, the footage captures a civilian fleeing from a remotely controlled drone, which follows the individual through the streets in a manner that has drawn widespread condemnation. Ukrainian authorities have formally characterized the incident as a war crime, arguing that the deliberate targeting of a non-combatant in this manner violates international humanitarian law. The footage, which has been verified by several independent outlets, shows the drone hovering at low altitude, forcing the vendor to take evasive action as the device tracks their movement. While the Russian Ministry of Defense has not issued a formal statement regarding this specific clip, the incident has intensified the ongoing debate surrounding the use of first-person view drones in urban environments. Military analysts note that the deployment of such technology against individuals rather than military assets marks a significant shift in the tactical landscape of the conflict. As international observers continue to review the evidence, the video remains a focal point for investigations into potential violations of the laws of war currently being conducted by human rights organizations and legal experts. Ukrainian drone strikes have targeted multiple facilities operated by Wildberries, Russia's largest online retailer, resulting in at least 5 fatalities within the Moscow region. According to reports from the BBC, the coordinated aerial attacks extended beyond the capital, impacting key logistics sites in St. Petersburg and Tver. These strikes represent a significant escalation in the targeting of Russian commercial infrastructure, specifically focusing on the supply chain networks of the e-commerce giant. While local authorities in the affected regions have confirmed the casualties and the damage to the warehouse facilities, the full extent of the operational disruption to Wildberries' national distribution network remains under assessment. The strikes follow a pattern of increased long-range drone activity aimed at industrial and logistical hubs deep within Russian territory. Military analysts note that by targeting major retail distribution centers, these operations appear intended to exert economic pressure and complicate domestic logistics. As of this morning, emergency services continue to operate at the impacted sites to clear debris and manage the aftermath of the fires caused by the strikes. Neither the Ukrainian military nor the Russian Ministry of Defense has provided a comprehensive breakdown of the specific munitions used in these latest overnight operations. More than 170 migrants have been rescued after their boat caught fire while attempting to cross the English Channel. According to the BBC, the incident occurred as the vessel was navigating toward the United Kingdom. Emergency services were alerted to the emergency, leading to a coordinated rescue operation that successfully brought all individuals on board to safety. Following the rescue, the British government confirmed that the entire group will be returned to France. This incident highlights the ongoing challenges and significant risks associated with small boat crossings in one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. Authorities have noted that the vessel encountered mechanical or structural failure, which triggered the blaze while the migrants were still at sea. While the rescue operation prevented any immediate loss of life, the event has reignited discussions regarding maritime safety and the management of irregular migration routes. The government's decision to return the group to French territory aligns with current protocols established between the two nations to manage cross-border movements. Investigations into the cause of the fire are expected to continue as officials assess the circumstances surrounding the departure of the vessel. No further details regarding the nationalities or specific conditions of those rescued have been released at this time. Thank you for joining us for this verified bulletin. We remain committed to bringing you the facts as they unfold. NoorNews, verified before published.